Our next guest is one of the most beautiful women in the world and one of the most successful models in the world as well. Tomorrow night, she will be the host of Revlon's second annual Unforgettable Woman Contest. Do you know anything about this, Paul?
I'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, all right, we'll find out all about it. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the program, Cindy Crawford. Cindy. How you doing?
Good.
I have the vague sense that you and I are from the same part of the country, and I know that for a fact. You're from Illinois, aren't you?
DeKalb, Illinois.
DeKalb, Illinois, which is where? Where is it located in the state?
It's 60 miles straight west of Chicago.
Right,
And
right.
I think you're from Indiana.
Indianapolis, that's
But
right.
you didn't make the license plates.
No, that's right. I was not in prison making license plates.
No, I mean, don't they have Michael Jackson, or they were trying to get Michael Jackson put on the license plates?
Oh, is that right? They were home
Isn't
of
he-
Michael Jackson?
he's
Yeah,
from
he's
Indiana,
he's
right?
from Gary, Indiana.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
that's
well,
pretty
close.
cute. Now, so, what was life like for you as a kid there?
It was great. I mean, it's a really great place to grow
Did
up.
you live on a farm? That's what people always
No.
ask you.
I
That.
know, everyone thinks like I wore no shoes and overalls, but, we had shoes.
Did you wear overalls and
I
shoes?
had overalls, but
Yeah.
I had shoes too.
Yeah.
It was great. I mean, it's really small. I mean, like small, like one high school kind of thing.
How
But
big was the high school?
It was big enough. It was,
Were you this is an impossible question, but in high school, were you like
I
a
don't
really
like
a really good-looking girl in high school? No, Dave, she was terribly homely.
I wasn't. That's a little. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't the most. What is it? They vote like homecoming queen. I was never that.
You were not
I
the
was-
homecoming queen.
I was like a pretty serious student.
Did you study? Good? You get good grades then, huh?
Yeah, pretty good.
What was your average?
4.0.
Really? 4.0?
Yeah.
Well, you can't get any better than that,
Yeah,
can
it's
you?
pretty good.
And hobbies, extracurricular activities, clubs, sing, home ec, any of that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sports? Play any
Softball.
sports? Oh, softball. Were you good at softball?
I was pretty good actually. I broke my arm pitching. Well, not actually pitching, but catching a ball that was hit to me at a pitching.
Right. So
was
that
out,
ended it.
Sorta, yeah.
Yeah. And did you start modeling when you were in high school?
I started, my last year of high school.
Wow. And how did that begin? Did you just say to your folks, geez, I think I would like to model, or did somebody come to you and say, I think you could model, or?
It was sort of like I met someone who knew someone who,
Yeah.
and I started slowly, and I was talking backstage about my very first job was for Marshall Fields. I don't know.
Marshall Fields is a huge department
Midwestern
store
department store.
in the Midwest. Yeah, yeah.
And they wanted me to do this bra ad.
All right.
I was lucky enough to, at 16, to already have something to put in it. So,
Paul, are you all right?
I just lost my footing.
okay?
I'm all right now.
Are you all right?
I'm fine now.
I don't know.
I
I don't know what's gotten into Paul.
I just slipped. I slipped.
Paul was like doing this whole number to me. I thought you were
Yeah.
going to give me a break this time.
All right,
Well,
so at 16.
So anyway, so I had to decide right then and there if that was something I would do.
Yeah. yeah.
And I did it. And
Now,
like,
why did that have to be lingerie or undergarments? Why couldn't it have been, I don't know,
I mean,
work
I was like a
gloves?
nobody. I was like this beginning model, and
Yeah.
I would have. I mean, I wanted to do it anyway, so I did it. But the thing is, I came into my high school after the day. It ran in the Tribune. It was like plastered everywhere in my
Sure.
high school.
Yeah, because they included your face in it, I would guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's not how they recognized her. That just her face was not in it. But
That wouldn't be. Well, I don't know.
so it must have been traumatizing for you as a kid, huh?
Well, I mean, it was a little. I think that I felt, it was like my job, and I felt bad that people. But then I realized, I was like, I got my first check, and I said, well.
Yeah, there you go. To hell with you kids. Yeah. Now this Revlon's most unforgettable woman. This is the.
Yeah, 1990.
Is this the second year they've had this?
Yeah, this
Now,
is the second year.
What happens here?
Well, girls from anywhere, they send in 3 photographs, and they're chosen based on the way they look, obviously, because it is for cosmetic ad. They win, by the way. They get to be in an ad, plus they get $25,000, which I think is pretty
It's a
cool.
solid deal. Now, who was the unforgettable woman of last year, or slipped your mind? Was it
No.
one of those deals?
I would like it didn't. Her name is Tracy. It's Zin Nguyen. She's Indonesian or Thai or something. But anyway, it's a very hard name for me to say.
That's right. All right, we'll come back
Mary Nguyen. Mary Sin Nguyen.
to that. Yeah.
Yes.
Mary Sin Nguyen. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's hard. That's a hard name.
And you'll be hosting it, and also one of the judges. And
I'm
so
not a
forth?
judge.
Yeah,
Regis Philbin.
Regis
is the
Philbin is a judge, yeah.
And like 2 modeling agencies are judges. And Candace Candice Bergen is.
Wow.
She's announcing
So this is
the
like
winner.
a big deal.
Yeah, it's going to be nice.
You're like the franchise for Revlon, right? You're like the spokesperson for the company.
Well, I mean, they're such a huge company, but I'm the one spokesperson
Yeah.
that's.
Now, do you use their cosmetics?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. What kind of stuff do they make? They make lipstick,
They make everything. I mean,
eyeliner,
eyeliner.
blusher?
Do you want anything? I can
No,
get
I
you.
don't need
can
anything.
give-
I just want to run down the product line. Do they make
Yeah.
a nice talc? Would it be possible to get a good talc?
Yeah, they have. They have great. They have talc. They have fragrances.
And do you like the stuff?
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you also in your job, you're in a really great position because you get to see the entire world. You must travel all the time.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot.
Where have you been recently?
This year I got to go to Moscow, which is probably the most
wow.
interesting. Especially right now, it's a really
Yeah,
cool time to
yeah.
be there. And
How long were you there?
10 days.
And were people just drawn to you, or did they leave you alone, or what? How did that work?
Well, I mean, I'm surprised there when people do recognize me because you don't really think that they get American Vogue there, but
Yeah.
I did see some.
American Vogue is very popular in Moscow, isn't it?
I didn't even know you could buy it there. You can't buy anything
I'm
else.
surprised that they would know anything
But
about
they
it.
do. They know. They do know. It's like when I was in the Himalayas once. I mean, like we had to drive 2 days over to the mountains, and we're staying in tents. And we get there, and someone has a British Vogue with me on the cover that they want autographed.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Where did you find this?
Yeah.
You know, there's no food or anything there, and they have British Vogue."
Yeah.
So it's that always.
It's
is
the
amazing.
worldwide language of fashion.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It's more important than all those political.
Do you have trouble when you're flying and when you're traveling to various places for a vacation? I guess you would probably travel with friends or whatever. But when you're traveling to work, you may have to be alone. Do you have trouble with guys bothering you? It's sort of like I'm doing here tonight.
You're not bothering me.
thank
No, I had one really sort of strange. I was flying once. I think it was when I was going to India actually, and I was by myself in the upstairs of the plane, and so there's only like 5 people there, and everyone was watching the movie, and it was except for me and this guy behind me who was really sloshed at the time. He was drunk when
Very
he got
drunk.
on.
Yeah, might have been the pilot. Was this a
No,
Northwest?
no, it wasn't. I don't think so, but he could have been back there taking a rest. And anyway, he must have spilled something, or I don't know, made a mess. So he slowly, after snoring for 2 hours, crawled to the bathroom. And when he came back, he had tried to clean himself up, but everything was wet. So he's behind me in the plane, and he just gets to his seat, takes his pants off, and he's really fat. Puts the pants and is gonna let him dry, and he sits there in his underwear, you know, like with this big stomach hanging out like that. So I thought, okay, I mean, what can I? Meanwhile, I had, you know, for the last hour I listened to him snore. So I went to a steward. I went downstairs. I said, you know, there's this man behind me. He has no pants on.
Like, was he in the pants section or the no pants section? Because
Well, this international flight, so they have
probably
a
the
no
no
pants
pants
section.
section, sure.
And so the steward comes up with me and says, "Sir, I'm sorry, but you know, other people are complaining. You have to put your pants back on." So he knows that it's me that told on him.
Yeah,
So
oh.
meanwhile, he's leaning forward, going, "You."
Yeah,
I won't repeat what he
yeah.
said. He keeps, you know, saying all this. So then I went back down to and I said, "Now he's saying mean stuff to me. Make him stop." So anyway, they sent him back into economy class.
Oh, good, good. And when you landed, did they have somebody take him right off the plane?
No, he
They
probably was like
did.
passed out
Probably
somewhere.
slapped him around a little bit. All right, tomorrow, it is tomorrow night, right? Where is this taking place? The
It's-
most unforgettable second
it's in
annual.
the Temple of Dendar.
Oh, yeah, the Museum of Modern Art,
Yes.
right? No, the Metropolitan Museum.
Metropolitan
Yeah,
Museum.
okay, great.
It's
Well, it was a pleasure to see you again. You were here like 2 years ago or so, eh?
I was here, no, last summer.
Last summer
it
you
was
were here?
last summer.
Oh, great. Well,
We
come
didn't
back
even-
again.
Well, thank you.
For some reason, I thought it was like a long time ago.
No, it was just last summer because it was when I had the weirdo break into my apartment. You had the weirdo break into your apartment.
Oh, that's right. And I understand they're married now.
And they're both.
It worked out very well. Nice to see you again. It's Cindy Crawford. Yeah, we'll be back here.